Now, from WYDC TV, this is Big Fox News at 10.
Good evening, I'm Anna Manuel. The southern tier is experiencing its first real taste of winter with this week's snowstorm. And with an advisory lasting through tonight, our Maggie Hall has what you need to know about winter driving conditions.
There's snow on the ground, the plows are out, and the roads are slick. Today we'll hear from Joe at the New York State Department of Transportation so you can be prepared for driving in these winter conditions. Before even getting on the road, check if your car itself is ready.
We always tell folks, make sure your car is clear of all the snow before you hit the road. We don't want snow flying off. One thing we advise people to do is keep an emergency kit in their car with blankets, gloves, hats, hand warmers.
And when you're on the road, give yourself time.
We always tell people to give yourself an extra 15 minutes in your commute to wherever you're going. Just take things slow. That's the best way to keep safe. It's always better to arrive safely than it is to arrive quickly.
And what about plows?
The sort of a catchphrase we use is don't crowd the plow. Give the operators plenty of space. It requires an incredible amount of skill to drive these things. And if we give the operators enough room, it helps them clear the road safely, efficiently, effectively, so that you as the driver can remain safe when you need to get out on the road.
And most importantly,
always remind people to stay alert. We're anticipating more slush, more snow, more precipitation.
Visit, text, or call 511 New York for real-time weather and road condition updates. Maggie Hall, Big Fox News, Southern Tier.
Schools were closed again today due to weather conditions in the Twin Tiers. Corning, Painted Post, Elmira, and Horsehead school districts were all closed today. This gives students and teachers a long 4-day weekend. Schools are expected to be open again on Monday. An Elmira man has been arrested in connection to a Southport robbery. Leslie Warren was charged with felony robbery in the first degree for his alleged involvement in a robbery that happened November 15th. A warrant was issued for Warren's arrest, who was eventually located and turned in by the New York State Parole Division. A new law placing a ban on retail pet sales has been signed by Governor Kathy Hochul. Big Fox's Josh Feldberg spoke with a local pet store owner about what this means for their business. A new law placing a ban on retail pet sales has been signed by Governor Kathy Hochul. Big Fox's Josh Feldberg spoke with a local pet store owner about what this means for their business.
A ban on the retail sale of dogs, cats, and rabbits in New York State has been signed and will take effect in 2024. According to Governor Hochul, the aim of the new legislation is to end the puppy mill pipeline and stop abusive breeders.
Well, I have mixed feelings about it. I'm definitely all for shutting down puppy mills, especially the ones that do a very poor job at it.
Puppy mills or other large breeding facilities expose animals to harsh conditions.
There's many different forms of cruelty, no veterinary care, minimal veterinary care, cleaning with the animals still in their cages by high-powered steam and chemicals, and it's basically a factory farm for puppies.
City Zoo in Elmira stopped selling dogs and cats, but they do continue to sell rabbits. However, the store does still care for some sheltered dogs and cats.
My hesitation on this law is that it's not actually going to shut any puppy mills down. So many of the puppy mills are already geared towards online purchases. You have to be very careful when you're shopping online for puppies because the majority of them actually are coming from puppy mills.
Some other areas in the country have banned the sale of pets altogether.
So that concerns me as a business owner that eventually, even though this law is not going to hit me very hard, I am concerned about other laws that may stem from it in the future that could affect my business and I may have to close.
The Finger Lakes region has a number of homegrown puppy mills, and it's one of the reasons for the new law.
I think the important thing is to know that, the reason why this bill came about was that we have these operations in our state locally, and a lot of people are still not aware of it.
The goal of the new law is not only to help make sure more people in the Empire State are aware of puppy mills, but also that the practice comes to an end here. Josh Feldberg, Big Fox News, Elmira.
A new verification tool has been announced that will be posted in the windows of legally licensed cannabis dispensaries. This verification tool will help ensure consumers know they're buying from a state-regulated dispensary, according to Governor Hochul. Universal symbols will also come with dispensary products to show the product has been tested and regulated to state standards. Legal dispensaries are set to open at the beginning of 2023. Two vineyards in the Southern Tier have won high-ranked awards for their Concord grape beverages. Pleasant Valley Winery and Knapp Farm received the awards at the New York Concord Grape Innovation Awards. Hosted at Cornell Agritech, this is the first year the awards have been hosted. Pleasant Valley Winery won second place for their Spiked Vine Concord Hard Soda. Knapp Farm won third place for their Concord Switchel. New York's public college system will now offer in-state tuition for refugee students. This will cover 16 countries that have been designated with temporary protected status by the United States. Students from countries such as Haiti, Ukraine, and Afghanistan can now attend any of the 64 SUNY campuses across New York State. Twitter suspends the accounts of several high-profile journalists who cover the social media platform and its new owner, Elon Musk. The journalists worked for top news organizations including CNN, The New York Times, and The Washington Post. Musk accused the reporters of posting private information about his location that he says endangered his family. The suspensions come after a Twitter account that tracked Musk's private jet was permanently banned. The reporters say they were merely reporting on the incident. Your complete weekend forecast is next. Plus this.
Sick of food winding up in the trash instead of your stomach? I'm Ashley Strohmeyer with a look at the technology helping to prevent food waste. That's coming up.
Now, your Twin Tiers forecast from Big Fox.
The snowfall continues to gradually come to an end as we step into the weekend forecast. Looking at some of the preliminary snowfall reports coming from the National Weather Service in Binghamton, we're looking at over towards Bath was our least accumulation, looking to stay closer to that inch. Elmira walking away with about 3 inches of snowfall, and the farther off to the east that you track, we had some of those higher accumulations. Especially valley areas definitely stayed with some less accumulation, higher elevations walking away with more of that accumulation. Some of those higher elevations out east even getting upwards of that 10 inches of snowfall. So a big range, as well as dealing with really that wet and heavy wet snow, I should say. Did keep most of the roadways on the wetter side, but still some of those slick conditions could be in places. Temperatures will be cooling now as we get out of those snow showers. Note that there also may be some of that fog development, as there is still a very rich atmosphere of moisture in place, which with reduced visibility as well as some potential slick roadways, make sure to give yourself extra time on those roads. Keep those headlights on, especially if you do plan to run some of those maybe holiday errands as we head into the weekend. So we'll note through the overnight we have some of that clearing as temperatures are expected to fall into those mid-20s, where we should be at this time of the year, as we drop down to about just 25 degrees in Elmira, Wayland around 25 degrees, to Mansfield around about 25. We'll step into the weekend with Saturday being a quieter one, calm winds in place, but the cold air is going to start to settle in. We'll stay just slightly below average into at least the near future, running into early next week. We'll have to mention a few spotty flurries possible Sunday and Monday, as this will be off of the development of some lake effect snowfall across Lake Erie and Ontario. We'll get most of those flurries from Lake Erie, but not expecting much for accumulation. Just nope, there might be a burst or two of some snow showers, but it shouldn't bring any widespread impacts to the area. Now we will turn to some active weather, and this active weather could be setting up for the end of next week. And if you know that correctly, the end of next week is that holiday forecast, so something we'll have to keep a close eye on. However, as we head into that Saturday forecast, some areas of sunshine will be around with some mostly cloudy to even some partly sunny skies in place. Winds out of the west-southwest looking calm, 5 to 10 miles per hour, keeping temperatures just around those low to mid-30s. We'll see that across the area. We are just about a few degrees below that average. That sits at about 38 degrees for this time of the year. Into Sunday, as mentioned, a few of those flurries pop in. That may bring sometimes a cloudiness, but mainly if we talk about any snow showers, we're looking at mainly off to more of the north as well as as west when it comes to those snow showers developing off Lake Erie. Now, similar temperatures to what we were experiencing on Saturday. Again, that's going to copy and paste into that Monday forecast, just around that 34 temperature threat trend. 34 as well on Tuesday, some areas of sunshine, and that will be our last quiet day before the active weather moves in. We start to see those temperatures drop with some cold air advection, and then we will have the likely chance to talk about some snow showers that could be impactful, and it will be moving in just before that holiday forecast, so keep it in mind.
Elon Musk dumps more Tesla shares. Dollar General tries to reach a new audience, and it's almost time to play in the Super Nintendo world. CJ Papa has today's business briefs.
Tesla CEO Elon Musk unloading about 22 million shares of his electric vehicle company, worth approximately $3.6 billion. The move comes just 1 month after Musk's sale of $4 billion in Tesla stock. And earlier this year, he sold a $15 billion stake in the company to help finance his Twitter takeover. Dollar General is betting on its new brick-and-mortar retail concept called PupShelf. The stores, mostly located in the suburbs, sell items at $5 or less to appeal to customers stretched thin by inflation. The CEO of Dollar General says PupShelf aims to attract shoppers with an annual income between $50,000 to $125,000. That's compared to the average income for Dollar General shoppers at $40,000 or less. And to all Super Nintendo fans, this is for you. Universal Studios in Hollywood opening the first Super Nintendo World in early 2023. The new theme park will immerse fans in a world featuring Mario, Luigi, Princess Peach, and Bowser, all to be part of the iconic Mushroom Kingdom. Fans will partake in one-of-a-kind experiences filled with Nintendo attractions and dining options coming February 17th. That's business. I'm CJ Papa.
New claims for unemployment benefits declined last week by 20,000 to 211,000. Now, though the number of those still receiving benefits rose to 1.67 million, that is the highest reading since February. New unemployment filings have gradually risen from a 54-year low of 166,000 that was last spring, but they are still extremely low. Economists predict layoffs will increase as rising interest rates by the Federal Reserve slow U.S. growth. Americans pulled back on spending on shopping at the start of the holiday season. Retail sales declined 0.6% in November, a larger decline than predicted. Excluding auto sales, sales were down 0.2%. The pullback came in a month that included Black Friday and Cyber Monday sales. Cooling inflation may have been a factor. Retail sales are not adjusted for inflation, and retailers were marking down excess inventory, and car prices have been moderating. Animal rescue groups facing an influx in pet surrenders are using the holidays to encourage pet adoptions. But if you're considering gifting a pet, Lauren Blanchard has a look at what experts say you should consider first.
At this animal shelter in LA County, so many dogs are being given up due to inflation issues or economic pressures that the aviaries meant for birds are now being used to house them all.
I have been in rescue for maybe about 15 years, and I've never seen it this crowded.
Across the country, animal rescue groups seeing a surge in pet surrenders are using the holidays to encourage adoptions, some waiving adoption fees to incentivize taking one home.
We do this event around that time so that we can not only get as many animals out of our shelter and into a forever home, but also to ensure that they're making the right decisions.
While gifting a pet can seem like a fun idea, especially during the holiday season, pet presents do have their challenges, something animal advocates say should be carefully considered before taking one home for you or a loved one.
If you're gifting a pet for your partner that you live with or a parent who could use some companionship, just make sure you have a sense of the kind of animal that they're looking for and a contingency plan if the pet that you've selected is not a great fit.
To help owners keep their pets, some rescues are giving away donations and suggest if you can't adopt, consider gifting things like blankets, toys, or dog food. In Washington, Lauren Blanchard, Fox News.
Still ahead, time is running out to ship out those gifts for the holidays. A look at how companies are working to make sure you have your packages by Christmas coming up. Well, time is simply running out to ship out those gifts for the holidays, and shipping companies, well, they're working around the clock to make sure packages arrive smoothly and on time. Madison Scarpino has more on this from the FedEx Global Operations Center in Memphis, Tennessee.
FedEx calls this the nerve center of its airline. It's staffed 24/7, and this is where meteorologists, aircraft dispatchers, and other specialists do all of the planning for shipments, and there's certainly a lot of planning going on right now during the busiest time of the year. Filled to the brim with packages. These containers are shipped to every U.S. zip code in over 200 countries.
FedEx was the original express transportation company, and it's for shipments that are absolutely positively critical, have to be there in a very definitive time period.
The FedEx hub in Memphis has 250 flights a day. On average, 2.4 million packages travel through here in a single day. Overall, FedEx expects to ship hundreds of millions of packages during peak holiday season.
Peak for FedEx is our Super Bowl. We prepare all year. As soon as peak is over, and that's early in January, we're already planning for that next peak.
Maria Bonds has been working at FedEx for 31 years and started her career unloading bulk trucks.
In the last 9 years, I've been up here in the tower, which is the best view in the hub. Up here, we do a lot. We get the aircraft in and out without delay as much as we can.
And around the holidays,
a lot of extra planning and work.
But she says it's all worth it.
There's a lot of pride. We are the Santa with the Purple. We have a little city out here, and everyone out here has a role, whether it be the people on the ground, the pilots, the people in the tower, GOC, everyone has a role, and everyone takes pride in their role out here to get everyone's packages there.
By the time a package arrives at the airport here, it only sticks around for about 3 hours until it's loaded on a plane and shipped out. In Memphis, Tennessee, Madison Scarpino, Fox News.
U.S. health officials have revised the tool to track severe obesity in kids ages 2 to 19. The CDC released updated growth charts today, which extend body mass index to 60. The charts previously stopped at a BMI of 37. BMI is a calculation of age, height, and weight. A child with a BMI of 35 or higher is considered severely obese. Health experts saying the change was needed because in recent decades, obesity in children has nearly quadrupled. The new chart will allow parents and kids to have a better understanding of where they fall on the scale in comparison to other kids their age. Listen to this. Parents are suing the developers of the popular video game Fortnite, claiming their kids are addicted to it. A Canadian Supreme Court judge allowed the class action lawsuit against Epic Games to proceed. The three parents claim the video game is so addictive that their kids don't get enough sleep and don't take good care of their hygiene. According to the lawsuit, one kid played more than 7,000 hours of the game in less than 2 years. Epic Games says the case is meritless and plan to fight it in court. Stay with us. We'll have more after the break. And of course, we want to leave you with a smile. If you're a fan of the cereal Froot Loops, then this company has a big treat for you. Brooklyn-based art collective Mischief has created its version of the popular cereal and is selling a single giant Froot Loop for $19.99. It weighs about half a pound or about half a box of the regular cereal. The loop is available on the Big Fruit Loop website, bigfruitloop.com, starting December 19th. The color will be chosen at random. I'm Harriet Wallace. Thanks for watching.